Christians love to tell you how they were brutally persecuted in ancient Rome, thrown to lions, burned alive, hunted for centuries. Except that's not what actually happened. And what did they do when they got power? Oh, just wiped out entire religions, burned people alive, and crushed anyone who disagreed with them. But sure, tell me again how you're the victim. Were Christians really persecuted? Let's clear this up. Yes, some Christians were persecuted, but not on the scale they claim. Rome didn't care what gods you worshipped, as long as you paid taxes and didn't cause trouble. But Christians, they refused to worship the emperor, and in Rome, that wasn't just a religious act, it was a loyalty test. So if you got caught, you weren't automatically executed. You could just pay a fine, make a sacrifice, or get exiled. The worst persecution, the Great Persecution, 303-311 CE, which lasted less than a decade. Then, just 2 years later, Christianity was legalized. By 380 CE, it was the only legal religion. That's not a wiped out faith. That's a religion on the fast track to power. And once they had it, that's when the real fun began. When Christians took over, they weren't the victims anymore, they became the oppressors. Theodosius 380 CE outlawed all religions except Christianity. Christian mobs destroyed temples, like the Temple of Serapis, which held part of the Great Library of Alexandria. Philosopher Hypocrisy, brutally murdered by a Christian mob, skinned alive and burned, because she dared to teach science and philosophy. Pagan priests, executed. Non-Christians, harassed, exiled, or forced to convert. And if you think it stopped there, oh, it gets worse. Once the pagans were dealt with, Christians turned on each other. The Inquisition, torturing and executing fellow Christians over tiny differences in doctrine. The witch hunts. Tens of thousands burned, drowned, or hanged, mostly women. The Spanish Inquisition. So brutal, it became a punchline. By this point, Christianity had killed far more people than the Romans ever did. But somehow, they still claimed they were the ones being persecuted. And today, Christians still act like they're being persecuted, banning forced prayer in schools, oppression, saying happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas, a literal war on Christianity, LGBTQ plus people wanting equal rights, an attack on Christian values. Here's the thing, losing privilege isn't persecution. Nobody's burning down churches, outlawing Christianity, or feeding believers to lions. But the Christian persecution narrative, it's too useful to give up. It keeps the flock scared, obedient, and angry. And most importantly, it keeps them donating. So next time a Christian whines about persecution, ask them, how many temples have atheists burned down lately? How many scientists have we skinned alive? Because history is very clear. Christians weren't the victims for long. They were the ones swinging the sword. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Christians are still the most persecuted group in the world. So tell me, what do you think? Are Christians actually oppressed today? Or is it just a case of historical amnesia? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're mad. The algorithm loves that. And if you like videos that make Christians uncomfortable, hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.